Good morning. It's Ben here again from Roofline Solutions, and I'm out in regional Victoria today in the beautiful town of Axdale, out here on the banks of the Campaspe River. Now, today we've got a special job. It's an old homestead house. It's about 35 years old, and you can see right here that the original roof, which is about 35 years old, has the old tin is just completely, the old coating is just completely perished. And look, it's all just dusty. It's just a really dusty finish now, and it's just the bare metal that's left. And you can see that these sweeping verandas, they're about 10 years younger than the original roof. And so they're not as faded, but still getting quite dusty. And you can see here that some of the bare metal is starting to show up through that dusty coat. So the newest roof is about 25 years old, and it's still due for that for a restoration. Now, obviously, because at this end of the house, it's quite the roof itself is a little bit steep, and the edge is quite high. And because of these sweeping verandas, we can't get scaffold on the job. So what we're going to do, or what I'll do today, is I'll do all of the work safely from a harness. So you can actually see I've already put anchored slings to the frame of the house, and I'll be able to clip a fall arrest line into those and rope over to the far side of the roof and do all of the high side quite safely. Also here, about 5 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, the client had some solar panels installed, and before he put the solar panels on, he had to go out painting this apex side of the roof himself. Obviously he used a lower quality coat. We won't name the brand, but even 3 or 4 years later, you can see already that it's already starting to fade. So obviously with a house with this beautiful family home out here in Axdale, we're going to be using Dulux today. And what I'll be able to do is I'll be able to mask up these solar panels, and with new Acrotech Woodland Grey, I'll be able to coat right up to the edge of those panels. And yeah, just watch the video. I hope you enjoy it. We'll get the drone up, get some good shots, and you'll see the whole process from start to finish. Okay, so to work on this roof safely, I'm obviously going to be working out of a harness. Now I do have a twin rope harness, but it's quite heavy and bulky, so I just like to wear a small half body harness. It's like wearing a pair of shorts. You can't even really feel the weight. This is a static line. It's a rope specifically for harness work or fall arrest work, and it's 13 mil, so it's quite heavy duty. And obviously up on the roof, we don't want to be using heavy, bulky steel fall arrest devices, because they'll obviously scratch the roof and scratch the coat. What I like to use is tree working techniques. So I just use a soft rope prusik with obviously rated carabiner, and that will just hold you in tension on the rope and stop you from slipping down the roof. Now, this prusik is starting to look a little bit old and worn, so what I'll do today is I'll get rid of this one. Get rid of it. And what I'll do is I'll tie a new one. So the fall arrest line, this yellow and black line, is actually a static rope. so it doesn't really have much stretch, flex in it. And it has obviously an eyelet at the end, so you can clip into an anchor point, or in our case we've got the soft 2-ton slings. So let's say that was clipped onto our attachment point. Our prusiks, which are already pre-made, they're a dynamic line, so they have a little bit of stretch in them. So if you do fall, this will absorb some of the fall. So how to tie a prusik? Okay, you halve your rope and you put your eyelets through the center of your rope, like so. That's once. You go through the center again. That's twice. This looks a bit messy, but you want to clean it all up. You know what? Just for good measure, I'm going to go a third time through the center and back around on itself. And now, look, it's a brand new prusik, so it's a little bit stiff, but this will soften up. And what you've got now is a friction hitch. So as you pull on this tighter, it will pull tight on the main line. Again, it's a bit stiff and new, so it'll take a moment to sort of soften up and grab properly. But as that pulls tight on the main line, it pulls tight, it will pull you tight and stop you from slipping. So as I pull tighter on that, you can see it holds me quite safe. Now if I want to move up and down the line, I just release the tension on that main line and it slides freely again. As soon as I come under tension, it will grab. And that's how a prusik works. And in my personal opinion, working on the roof, it's the safest way to work. That carabiner there obviously clips to your harness. It's the safest way to work, and it's lightweight. It's a dynamic rope, so it has a bit of stretch in it, and it's not going to scratch your roof coat or your roof cladding while you're walking around working on the roof. So that is the line that stops us from falling away on the roof, and in my opinion it's less bulky and easier to use than height safety fall arrest line. And there you have it.
They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that could make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous.
It's about 5:30 down here in the Campaspe River. And it's full moon out tonight, so it's actually quite bright. Let's see if I can turn these lights off. And the client finishes night shift soon. She goes to bed at 9, and I don't want to be pressure washing while she's asleep. So I'm going to head up now and set up in the dark and finish this pressure wash early. It couldn't be a better morning to be pressure washing in the dark. It's not that cold. And hopefully I'll get a shot of washing this roof while the sun comes up. And hopefully it'll be a good time lapse. So, let's see.
Could be special if I get rid of the devils. They think that I am a rebel. I think they want me to settle. There's nobody on my level. They think that work is too stressful. I think that work is essential. The grind is all in your mental. And I don't think you understand what I'll go through just to be in control of my life soon. All the negativity, man, I'm immune. I don't really need a mask with all I've been through. I've been making changes for the ages. 5-10 year plans are contagious. I attack that shit, I'm tenacious. And if you ain't, get the fuck out of my way then. Got one life, I won't regret it. I will fight until I get it. I'll look back one day from heaven and say, damn, I learned some lessons. And say, damn, I have no questions. I had fun in every second, and the journey was a blessing, yeah. They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that can make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing. They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that can make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous.
What was that? You know, sometimes life can get pretty overwhelming, and it's good to just take these breaks every now and then and just appreciate the little things. Not bad. I'll just leave this on. How good is this? I'm out in regional Victoria. It's autumn in Victoria, or in Melbourne. Not a cloud in the sky, no traffic, no smog. I'm just out here, no one telling me what to do. Beautiful day to be outdoors, and I'm just up here watching the roof of the problem in the world. And look at that beautiful view. I'll be camping down the Campaspe River tonight. It does not get better. Does not get any better than this. Have a great day. Alrighty, it is the end of day 2 on this project, and it's been 2 pretty solid days of high pressure washing this roof, but it has pretty much come up white. I don't remember what it looked like before, but we've taken all the colour off, and now we're ready to paint. All the skylights and the solar panels, they've all been masked up now. And like I said before, we've even got a new deck height. A new deck height on the existing stink pipe that was never there. The place is clean, looks really good, but if you can see, the wind is starting to pick up. You can see the roof vents are starting to spin pretty hard. So what I might do is I might just get the coat set up, and probably too gusty to put a coat on this afternoon. So we'll get back at it first thing in the morning.
Yeah, right. What chainsaw are you using, the Zito?
No, I've got a Perla bar.
Okay. The wind has died down a little bit. Now it's time to apply the primer. How we do this is we do nice long strokes from one end of the roof sheet all the way to the top. We fan out. A bit hard, normally I hold the line with my other hand. Now I'm holding the camera. see we keep the line. Yeah, we're about, what, 400 off the sheet there. So it's getting a nice span. And at the bottom of the sheet, we wash it off, come straight back up. And we're right angles to the sheet. So the roof sheet is getting a nice even coat directly onto the surface. So there's no shadow lines. That's how you do it. Not much more to go. Massive roof. Obviously this has just been washed. This is primed. And I'm just putting the final primer on now. Final parts on now. Been a long day. The sun started over there. And by the time I finish, it'll be over there. Good morning. It is day 3 on this big roof restoration in Axdale, and got it all primed yesterday. So now I'm just waiting for the dew to dry out a bit before I can start coating. But it's a beautiful still morning, and look, I'm just down here on the banks of the Campaspe. So I had a bit of a sleep in this morning, had a few drinks with the client last night, and that was a lot of fun. But look at this, right here on the banks of the Campaspe. There's sheep over on the other side there, all grazing in the paddock. Oh, there's a few more over there. The cock is in the sky. I mean, it's just beautiful down here. It's amazing. It's not a bad spot to wake up to, and just at the top of the hill, oh, there it is. That big white roof I've got to paint today. I better go get this done. Buggy time! Woo-ha! What's up? Here we go. The mountain. I gotta get some cardio back into me. Woo! Double stroke on top. Ooh. And then back on the top of that ridge. Straight back down. Big long strokes on a nice roof like this. In order to get the best finish, we go all the way from one end of the roof sheet to the other. So on a job like this, you're walking up a lot of mountains all day. That's done. I can buy myself flowers. Okay, so get nice even coat on the roof. Obviously the wind is not, it's a nice still day. You don't want to have too much heat on the roof sheet, so it's still in the morning, it's nice and cool. And you want nice soft edges, and you want to work the gun up the roof at right angles. Bleed off at the top and come all the way down again. Now I do a half lap on every run, so I'm still getting half the coat again. It gives it a nice even finish. Again, the top I just kind of give it a soft edge so I can fan onto that. And you see the screw heads, same at the bottom, soft edge there. I just come up the roof a little bit, otherwise you'll be doing long laps all day, but I can fan into that. See the roof, lap of the roof sheet as well. I always just point the gun back into the lap, so you're making sure you get a nice coat into the roof sheet overlap. And the screw heads, getting a nice even coat. Again at the top, I push the coat into the overlap of the roll top ridge capping, so the coat goes up under the overlap there. And here going down the roof, you can see my gun is pointed slightly up. And going up the roof, my gun is pointing slightly down, and then that way you don't get any inconsistency over the screw heads. So again, my gun is slightly up here. And my coat is slightly down on the run up. Again, nice soft edges, so you can see there. You can see the primer under there. Hope you can. And you don't want to have that white line at the overlap there. So we push the coat back into the overlap. Again, coming down the roof at right angles or slightly up. Just want to make sure there's no inconsistency on the screw heads. Obviously if it was any warmer, it was coming up into mid-20s, you wouldn't be coating, because you burn that soft edge of your coat and you'll see the lines in the finished coat. But today it's nice and cool, it's a mild morning, so I can get away with a bit more. There we go. Okay, screw lines at the bottom there. And I don't know why, but when the old coat starts to fade, it always seems to fade at the bottom of the sheet. So when I recoat, I always give the bottom of the sheet a little bit extra. I always give the top ridges a little bit extra too. And that's it. So that's how you recoat a roof. Now all I have to do is race around and do one more coat, and then we're done, and I can go and have a well-deserved beer and a break over Easter. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers. Okay team, so we're just finished out here in Axedale. You see behind me, we've got a nice even 3 coats of woodland grey on this old homestead out on the Campaspe River. So yeah, this is what I do when I'm not building trucks. This is how I keep funding the dream. So, you know, social media it's such a toxic platform. It only shows all the most romantic parts of adventure and the most romantic parts of travel, and makes people look like they're just living this beautiful life. But the reality is, when I'm not doing that stuff, I'm up here pressure washing 30 years of bird shit and possum shit off this roof to try and scratch a living. So my life isn't as romantic as some might seem. But look, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and this is just a little bit of what I do behind the scenes to fund the dream. So thanks for watching, and yeah, again, if it's worth doing, it's worth Dulux. Thanks guys, have a good one.